Hi everybody, it's Teaspoon Retro channel here. I'm your host Teaspoon, and I'm taking a quick look at Foodie Beauty's community posts. She's on there again, running her mouth, doing what she does best. She feeds on negative attention. I'm not here to unpick Foodie's mind. I mean, the last place I'd want to be is inside her head. It's got to be the most effed up place there is. I mean, the mental gymnastics she does, blooming hell. If lying and mental gymnastics were Olympic sports, you'd win gold, Foodie, hands down, absolutely. Well, anyway, on to these community posts. And I'm just going to read them in my normal voice because it's going a bit my voice. So, right, here we go. And the first one was posted 1 hour ago. And in the UK, it's about 2 a.m. in the morning. So she posted this at 1 a.m. UK time. Right. Hi there, time to take out the trash. Shanny, you came for my pet parenting, so I came for your parenting. Quit crying and playing victim. You said you were stating facts, so was I. Your kid was used. Ref went to jail for it. A fact. You no longer have your kids because you are too fat and lazy to care for them. Also facts. Oh, and speaking of fat, Rev, I saw you call me fat. That's pretty stupid of you, considering your beloved cannot even wipe her own arse. Question. Did you do OnlyFans content before or after cleaning her up? Anyway, another thing I find funny, Shanny, is the nerve of you to speak on me being with Nat Turd, because when Rev was in jail, you made a revolting video for the chef shit, where you bit your lip and called him your Egyptian god. You were also a horrible pet owner. This has to be the worst litter box I've ever seen, and I watch hoarders. Imagine if Rev let your shit bucket pile up like this. You would cry abuse, wouldn't you? So yeah, you have no right to try and educate me on my pet care. Foodie then moves on to talk about Yabba. In your most recent shitty ass reaction to my live stream, you spoke about me making excuses for Nat Turd and the whole May situation. Need I remind you that your wife also did that? She called May crazy and desperate and full of shit. It's on video. You also said I was an abuser defender because I allowed Shanny and Rev into my chat at one point. I have no personal connection to them, so I was mostly keeping the peace, although I do regret that. But isn't this your wife's words pictured below, defending your PDF baby daddy after he passed, and after you knew he was caught in bed with a child? Sam, demanding everyone put respect on the name of a man who groped a little girl? Really? You protected his honour, but have something to say about me allowing Shanny and Rev in my chat once or twice. Makes total sense, I guess, if you're the byproduct of inbreeding, which you clearly are. The hypocrisy! Right, where to start, Chantal? Oh, indeed, where to start. You always find a way to go lower, don't you? And you can deflect all you want, but I will hold the line and say, Foodie, you are an animal abuser. You have neglected and abused Julia, and she is now going through, perhaps, another heat cycle because you couldn't be asked to get your backside in gear 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago and actually get it done there and then. Far too much trouble. I mean, when the lure of takeaway is calling, that's your overriding concern, your top priority. Now, Foodie, you are a terrible pet parent. You are probably one of the worst pet parents I've ever come across. Don't deflect. We're not talking about Shanny's pets. We're talking about your pets. Talking about BBJ, who you let her nails grow into her paws, the pads of her paws, causing her excruciating pain, which went on untreated and uncorrected for months. Not days, not weeks, months. There are vet documents to prove that fact. Because you like facts, so there you are. There's a fact for you. Fact, you neglected and abused Julia. Fact, you neglected and abused BBJ. Fact, you neglected and abused Sam. Fact, you neglected and abused Timbit and left him to die horribly on his own, trapped in a room because you couldn't be bothered to vaccinate your other 2 pets. I kid you not. This woman, and I hate to call you a woman actually, Foodie, because you are an extremely poor representation of a woman, and it's actually a insult to women that I refer to you as such, but I just refer to you in terms of your predetermined gender. You're female. I would say, and I wouldn't normally say this, but in your case I certainly make the exception and say, Foodie, it is absolutely glorious that God took it upon himself to ensure you never have children. That is excellent. Because I have no doubts that those poor children, had you had them, I have no doubts that those children would have been taken away from you. Because you don't know how to care for anyone or anything. You just threw cat food on the floor in the villa onto a wet piece of cardboard. There was feces everywhere. So don't deflect and say it's others who are bad pet parents. We're talking about you. You, the despicable lowlife that cannot get their shit together and do the right thing. Let's move on to a couple of the other points. You mentioned OnlyFans. We know who else had an OnlyFans account, didn't we, Chantal? Only you sucked at that, like you do at everything else. So that fell by the wayside. Gosh, we still have the traumatic image of you in a bath full of peeps to contend with. Now on to Yabba. This has been said before, and I'll say it again now. This man who did what he did is no longer here and cannot speak for himself. Yabba's children should be protected and not used as weapons by you, but you like to weaponize things because that's all you can do, because you're so impotent and so immobile that you couldn't lash out at anyone physically even if you wanted to. I mean, you got stuck on a kid's roundabout, for God's sake. You don't walk, you sway. And you stop every 5 minutes because you're too bloody knackered. Because this great bulk that is hanging off your skeleton is impeding your ability to walk. and you'd rather eat noodles than do something about it. So my thought is this: these children, their father was still their father, regardless of what he did. And for the children's sake, no doubt, the obituary was written with the children in mind and protecting them from the darker aspects of their father's personality. So, stop going after kids, Foodie. It's pathetic. You're pathetic. You're the most pathetic person I've ever come across. And I've come across a lot of pathetic people. Why am I going hard for you? Well, because I don't like animal abusers. I don't like people that have minors in their chat. I don't like people that sing pumped up kicks after the Texas shooting and children lost their lives. I don't like PDF defenders. You have defended PDFs on several occasions, including Karate Joe. You cannot control yourself. You're a vile, twisted, racist, homophobic, bigoted idiot. And as I say, and I shall say again, I am so glad that you are stuck in your fart box by the sea, with nothing to do except think about all the ways in which Salah is cheating on you again. This man does not value you as a person. He values you only for the coin that you generate month in, month out. And the moment that dries up, the moment your channel finally farts and belches its last before giving up the ghost, he will kick you out of that apartment and you will have to return to Canada with nothing and no one. It's not a nice fate, but it's the fate that you've picked for yourself because you are that desperate for male attention. You hook up with men who do not value you. As my mum would say, you've made your bed, Foodie, now lie in it. You've decided to take Salah back twice now for cheating. You get on with it. Don't take your rages out on us. Right, everyone, sorry about that mini rant of mine. I do get on one occasionally. But I like to speak my mind, and I will defend people who I believe in. You know, I believe in Yabba and Sam. I believe in FFG and No Madness Live. I believe in the content creators like Girl World Island and Geordie, who take your non-tent, because there's no content in it, and actually make it into something palatable that can be digested by people. The reaction channels have kept you relevant long after your channel should have gone kaput. So, you owe all the reactors an apology and a thank you for keeping you relevant and keeping you in your noodles and your timeouts and your Snicker bars and all the other junk that you stuff in your face. So anyway, people, sorry about the rant. I'm just going to leave that there, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me running my mouth. What can I say? You know, I've got a temper once roused, like most people. Okay, so take care, guys, and thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe, I'd be absolutely delighted with you if you could do that. Take care, people. Bye.